617-779-7937. The text line 37937. It's KJ Late Night here on WEEI. In a couple minutes, we will do the Calvin Ridley parody. Plus, coming at 10:45, Wrestle Madness. Round 2. The 2-3 seed after Rick Sears. What? Oh, you booed someone? Who's booing? What was that? Let's go to Alex in Connecticut talking about the Pats and possibly going after a receiver.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for the call.
Not a problem. Yeah, like I said, I just got off of work, so I don't know if you guys have already covered it or not, but I know that whole Russell Wilson fiasco happened while I was in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have already covered it or not. I don't know your opinion. Are you a fan of DK Metcalf? I know, I don't know if they're going to be trying to sell their...
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to sell their whole team now. Obviously, that Russell Wilson's gone. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go after a quarterback in the draft, try to improve from there, but... I didn't know your opinion on if you did like DK, what would you give up for him if you were Bill Belichick?
Whatever they wanted, but I don't think DK Metcalf they're going to put on the market. I think they're going to say, look, let's get the remaining value out of the player because there's so much more value than what we're paying if I'm Seattle, and you need to have something there for people to say, okay, who are we coming to see? They're trying to move Tyler Lockett. And so Tyler Lockett, now you're talking about a bigger number, a real contract. Seattle's in a place where they're still in the driver's seat when it comes to DK Metcalf. It's like A.J. Brown in Tennessee, right? They still know they still have another year option on those guys, and they're not going to let them go. I mean, if they can always franchise tag them, next year if they do decide to move some pieces around. So I think they stick with DK Metcalf for another year and then probably franchise tag him after that. So, but if I was the Patriots, I mean, I would definitely give up my next year's first rounder and probably swap somewhere a late rounder this year. Like, you can take our second rounder this year, you give us your fourth this year, and we'll give you our first next year. I mean, but I think they've done all the wheeling and dealing they've done, because if you're bringing in Drew Lock, you need everything to help catch the ball there. Alex, man, thanks for the call.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, DK Metcalf is something that makes you go, salivate. But that's when you start looking at, like, okay, who's a free agent next year? And you also have to factor in that, will they franchise tag? Because if you look at Seattle's roster now, who else would you franchise tag? It probably wouldn't even be Drew Lock. And he's Noah Fant. We're franchise tagging our tight end, Noah Fant. Yeah, I mean, DK Metcalf is the only value you have left on that team.
Metcalf's contract, his rookie contract does expire after this season, after the 2022 season.
Right. So next year, so it's over at the end of this season. They franchise tag him next year, so that's 2 years. They're going to keep him off the market, and then that at least gives them a chance to see what they can pull off in terms of getting a quarterback in. Do they draft one? They now have the 9th pick, and part of that deal with Denver. So. We'll see, but I don't think DK Metcalf goes anywhere. But he would be a fascinating get. But I don't know. I think Mac would do better with like a system guy, like they talk about Chris Olave from Ohio State. But again, Mike Williams was re-signed by the Chargers today, so kind of dropped my head a little bit because I was thinking, like, maybe that's a person you can sneak and have a conversation. This is where I really say that Calvin Ridley truly messed up a lot of things for, I think, the Patriots' plans. I really believe it. Chris Godwin got franchise tag today. We knew that Devontae Adams would be. Mike Williams, like I just mentioned, just got signed. So now, like, some of the better pieces that you could have made moves for are gone, and you just felt that Calvin Ridley was going to be gone. But sometimes you can only express these things in song, Justin. So to tell the Calvin Ridley story in song, this one's called 1 Year. You'll pick it up in the song. To Rob Bass and Easy Rock's It Takes Two. Hit it.
Place your bets now. NFL players, you've been warned. Betting apps have GPS. Calvin Ridley. Finish.
Jim, come here. Look at this. This is Calvin Ridley, the NFL player, putting money down on NFL games. It's like 7 legs. Roger Goodell's going to have a fit. Hurry.
At least 2 for parlay to go right.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley on the betting site.
Yeah.
At least 2 for parlay to go right.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley on the betting site.
Yeah.
I want to bet right now. Falcons money line versus the Browns. Aaron Rodgers over 2 touchdowns. Under 200 for Josh McCown. My bet's got stupid. I mean outrageous. Take my phone from me. The app's contagious. Vegas loves me. Calvin Ridley. Check my parlays. The legs got 23. Yo, Goodell doesn't have to know. Calling sick and yo, it's a go. Because what? At least 2 for parlay to go right. Yeah. What? Calvin Ridley on the bet in sight. What? Yeah. What? At least 2 for parlay to go right. Yeah. What? Calvin Ridley on the bet in sight. What? Yeah. What? Check it out, I got a funky 7-leg bet. Matt Ryan over 1.5 intercepts. Patterson total yards 75 he'll get. Kyle Pitts over 5 catches. Yep. What? At least 2 for parlay to go right. Yeah. What? Calvin Ridley on the bet in sight. What?
How does anybody take this show seriously?
At least 2 for parlay to go right. Yeah. What? Calvin Ridley on the bet in sight. What? Yeah. What?
So, Justin, you see why the song is called 1 Year?
Yeah.
I get it now, and I gotta say that might be on the Mount Rushmores of parodies that this show has seen.
Yeah. See, because I couldn't, because I forgot like the initial thing. For those who are familiar with the song, so how did I creatively come up? I was like, what if I just said 1 year and then like pitched my voice way up? So that's how it's like that. But it's saying 1 year, so that's why the song is called 1 Year, and it's the story of Calvin Ridley. How does anybody take this show seriously? You know what this show is? You know the bow when you come off of 95 and you're coming onto you're continuing onto 128 if you're coming up for Providence. Like this is that car that doesn't slow down. Sorry. What? There's a hook curve here? Oh, I missed it. You know what I'm talking about, Justin? If you want to start heading up 128 past like through Waltham and like through Newton Highlands and stuff like that, and coming and it's where you'd pick up the Pike.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And there's a lot of comparisons you can make to this show, and I think that's a pretty accurate
Really? They're still on? I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Look, the idea is that I do not take myself that serious. I don't. Now, I'll give you some information that's like real. I won't give you like fake news, but they just want to entertain you. That might be the dumbest, funniest parody so far. Do you know what? I did that today, like literally in about a span of an hour.
Now that's talent. And I gotta say, I was big on the Nirvana one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The Bill one. But Bill's through, but I think that's my new number one. That was amazing. Bravo.
Right. You know, because it's funny because for those like Wiggy was talking about like how he's trying to figure out how these things, like some people don't know what a parlay is. So you have to have at least 2 in a parlay. So that's why you heard it takes 2 for parlay to go right. You cannot bet on one team and have a parlay. Parlay, you need at least 2. This is an intelligent, stupid show. Oh, man, Ken is going to have me bent over the coals tomorrow. I won't say that I won't like it either. But, yeah, the Patriots back to the defense, right? Do you really trust Steve Belichick to take new guys in a couple of key positions in the linebacking core and potentially on one of the corners after what you saw against the Bills in that playoff game, while Dad is tinkering? Where's that 3rd and 2 toss play that Josh used to use? Let's get rid of that. I mean, that might be a great move. If Bill came out in a press conference said, we got rid of the 3rd and 2 crackback toss. Yes, Bill might be onto something calling this offense. But meanwhile, and this is where I've joked about Bill being through, like, is he really ready? I think he's ready to turn the defense over to Steve. If he's really that serious about the offense. And guess what? I just told you that the Patriots outaged the rest of the league in key areas in all phases of the defense. Where they're the youngest is on the defensive line. I think because Christian Barmore cut into that number. Once you start getting further back, I don't know how I would feel about it. 617-779-7937. The text line is 37937. KJ Late Night. Up next, round 2 of Wrestle Madness, and this showdown is absolutely crazy. Next on WEEI.